Guess who's back? Back again. Hey, guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? How old school am I? Hi everyone. Welcome back to the chat ride with me, TD Black. After a whole year of leave. Like I took this leave wasn't, when you're at work and you apply for leave and your manager must approve, and sometimes your manager's manager must approve, and then you can take your leave. This one I didn't even put in the system for approval. I just left. Nobody approved it. I just took a whole year of leave. And I've been trying to prepare for this first show and trying to think of what am I going to say? Like, what are the reasons that I left? Why am I coming back? Like, it needs to sound authentic. It needs to sound Oprah-ish. That's not a word, but let's just go with it. Oprah-ish. It needs to just like make sense, right? And there needs to be some kind of life lesson involved in it. Like, don't quit, always come back. And I don't have one. Like, I've been thinking about why I left, and really, apart from laziness, I can't think of any other reason. It's self-doubt and laziness, like, pretty much. That's it. Like, no life shocking event happened, or like some crazy life-changing thing, or some people quit because, I don't know, someone died at home and they had to go through some stuff, or they started taking drugs, so they stopped doing the right things, or there's usually a dramatic story, or maybe they fell into depression and then they decided, I want to quit everything that I'm doing. So there's usually some real proper explanation to someone quitting something and stopping to do something. I don't have a good reason. I'm sorry, I have no good reason. I just left because I was lazy and because of self-doubt, and it's just those kind of things where you like, life, work is getting busy. You make excuses, right? Work is so busy, and I mean, this is what pays my bills, so I must dedicate my time to that, and things like that. And you neglect other things that you actually like to do, that you would do even though you're not getting paid for it. So that's why I left, because of self-doubt, because I was like, but am I even really good at this thing? This YouTube thing doesn't feel like it. Or like, but I'm just like, you know what I mean? And procrastination, that thing is the devil. I am still trying to work my way around it. We should do a whole YouTube show just on procrastination, right? With solutions. I should bring a shrink out in here and we can have like a session where we get tips, because that thing is the real devil, right? But yeah, so those are the reasons that I left. And it's procrastination of like, okay, I'll do a show next week, or I'll do a show the next week, I'll do the show the next week, and I never did. And in terms of self-doubt, like, YouTube is kind of for me, because before I got onto YouTube, I was actually on SoundCloud, because my real passion is radio, right? So for me, SoundCloud was perfect. So I went onto SoundCloud and I was on SoundCloud. I was regular there, like every day I put a clip up, until work got super busy and I was working super overtime. And then I was like, when I was at home, I was either dead in bed or eating. Like, that was it. Oh, and showering as well, right? That was it. Like, I wasn't doing anything else. Like, I wasn't alive, like, for that period of time. It was just work, sleep, eat, bath, done. That's it. So that's why I stopped. And then when I started having more free time, I was like, okay, let me try out YouTube, right? It's pretty cool. It just needs more things now, because I can't just use my phone to record and then I upload the clip. SoundCloud is so much easier. Now I have to put lipstick on and stuff. So YouTube is a little bit more work, especially on the technical side. But I just thought to myself, let me try it out. So it's what I loved about SoundCloud is that it made me a little bit more confident, right? And even when I came back and decided to search for a radio gig, like, for free, right, on a community radio station or something like that, I had some confidence, because every single day I was doing a mini show on sound. So it was cool for me. So that's why I was like, okay, I need to at least come back to something, even if it's not sound anymore, at least YouTube, because speaking in front of a camera or a mic or something is something that needs to, you literally need to practice in order to be perfect at it, and you literally need to practice in order to be good at it, in order to actually even just gain the confidence to keep doing it, right? So that's why it was important for me to come back. And part of the reason why I left is because it was so hard for me to stay confident in believing that I can actually get onto radio. And part of being on sound on YouTube is practice for me for radio, right, for broadcasting. So that's why I left, because I kind of lost the confidence on the radio front, and I was like, okay, then why am I carrying on with the prep for radio, right? Even though I enjoyed it. So now I'm just like, you know what, radio or not, let's just get back to it. Especially because this year, I'll tell you why I came back. This year, one of my friends said to me, so will you ever go back to YouTube? And before that, I wasn't even dreaming about it. But since he said that, every single day, it's been haunting me, this thing. Like, literally, every single day I think about it. And then I was like, since Impokela, this thing, let me do something about it. Let me come back, and this time let me last longer. So it's a challenge to myself as well. So that's why I'm back, because this YouTube thing is haunting me. And if I don't come back, I will not sleep properly. Okay, I'm being dramatic, but that's why I'm back, because if you keep thinking about something, then you got to do it. You know what I mean? You can't keep procrastinating. Excuse my nails. I'm still too broke to actually get them properly done and get the old gel properly removed. But I promise on the next show, they will not look this bad. Hopefully. All right, so that's why I'm back. But just an update, I also took some time out off of my favorite social media platforms. Well, Instagram is my favorite. Facebook, I just go just because, out of habit. And Twitter, I hardly ever go onto Twitter. That's why I stayed on Twitter, right? And I literally go onto Twitter just to see what's happening in the world, because I follow a lot of news channels and things like that. So I also, the reason I decided, and I quit social media in December last year, 2018, and the reason I decided to quit was it was becoming a little bit toxic for me. Like, when you're out somewhere having an experience, the only thing you can think about is taking a good picture of Instagram, and the only thing you can think about is, what is my caption gonna be? Oh, it needs to be catchy. Oh, it needs to be funny. Now you're not even in the experience. Now you're not even literally at that event that you're at. Now you're on your mind in Instagram mode. You're not even living in the moment, and I mean, if you've listened to Eckhart Tolle, you'll realize that it's so bad for you not to be in the moment, right? And the whole ego thing, but that's a different Oprah topic. So that's why I decided to take some time out from social media. I literally did not quit it. I'm just taking a break, right? I might go back. I've been thinking about going back, especially for the YouTube channel purposes, to sort of use social media as advertising platform for my YouTube channel. So that's really the only reason I've been thinking of going back. But I'm missing out on being in the moment, because I'm constantly thinking about posting a good thing on Instagram. Not just that though. Part of the reason why sometimes I'll get depressed and things like that is because I follow people on Instagram that are in the profession that I really love and in the profession that I really want to be in. And sometimes it makes me feel like they are so good and I can't get to their level when I'm constantly watching them every single day. Or what are they doing, blah 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 blah. It makes me feel like I'm wasting my time. It makes me feel like I don't have the talent. It makes me feel like, oh my word, they're so much better than me, let me just quit. And that's not how it should be, right? I should be feeling inspired by them rather, but it's the exact opposite for me. So I realized, okay, me watching these people's daily lives is actually toxic for me. So some of them I stopped following them, but there's no way it just doesn't pop up on your timeline, you know what I mean? So I decided, because of those two reasons, that I needed to get away from social media, and it's been good for me. I actually haven't missed it as much as I thought I would. I really thought I would be missing it a lot. But now what I'm finding is that sometimes, especially now that this year I'm planning a lot of trips, right? I want to get back to traveling because for me it's therapeutic and stuff. The one thing that I've realized is that a part of me goes, oh, I'm not on social media anymore, I'm not on Instagram anymore, so I'm gonna go to all these nice places and experience all these nice things, and I'm not gonna share them on social media. That doesn't feel right to me. Which is, again, it shows how toxic the situation of Instagram was to me. The fact that I feel like I'm gonna miss out on posting pictures on Instagram when I go to these nice places and go through these nice experiences. I mean, it was just toxic in so many ways. So I need to kind of clean up my mind and get some dopamine from other sources, not on Instagram. So I'm not ready to go back until I've fixed my life and fixed my head, right? Then I'm not going back. But I'm back on YouTube, and I ain't leaving. I'm praying to God every day that I don't quit YouTube this time around. So please subscribe, and thank you to the, I think, 11 or 12 subscribers that I still have. I don't know how you guys are still around. You're probably still around because you hardly go onto YouTube and check out your subscriptions, otherwise you would have unsubscribed. But I appreciate that. So stick with me, and if you're watching me for the first time, please subscribe, please share, because you see, I don't have Instagram, so I don't have Facebook, so I have no one to share this with. So I'm depending on you to share it. And hopefully this will be a nice round, a nice year full of awesome YouTube clips this year, right?